Me hitting record right now. We are recording. All right, let's try this again. All right. It doesn't want to work with me like it does in rehearsal. Now I can't even find it. Sorry about that. Every time I was starting it, it was going to the last slide, so I apologize for that. Okay. So we are recording now, so I'm going to just start from the beginning. So I am glad that you're here. Thanks for showing up. And over the past, well, not really 2 days, but the past first 2 sessions, we've been working with mindful breathing, just learning how to pay attention to the feelings of the breath in a relaxed way. Got somebody coming in. It does show me. Okay. So just learning how to come back to the breath in a relaxed way, and then noticing the sensations in the body when we breathe in and when we breathe out. So today we're going to, now it doesn't want to change for me. So today we're going to work with the wandering mind. We're adding another layer. And so if you just came on, can you please mute yourself so we have a real quiet call? Just hit mute yourself, please. Thank you. So today, what you might have noticed, or might have noticed as we've gone along, is when we try to pay attention to the breath, the mind very quickly starts to wander away. The mind goes into the past, thinking about regrets or things it's done or things other people have done. Or it might go into the future, and maybe it started thinking about all the things you still have to do, your work and emails, things around the house, and you have to message this friend and you have to message that friend. And so the mind just does this. It just wanders all over the place. And it's very important to know that when your mind wanders, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. This is just what the mind does. It's what the mind was made to do, to wander and to think. So in mindfulness, we just want to notice when it wanders, and then we want to gently bring our attention back to the breath. This is really how we practice mindful breathing. As we feel the sensations of the breath in the body, and then eventually we will see the mind start to wander off. And it's, it does. It's just what it does. It's Sometimes we can't even stay with it for 3 breaths, but it's okay. And when it does, we just notice it. We just notice that it does. Whenever we wake up, whenever we realize, oh, I'm lost in thought again, we just bring our attention back to the breath. And how we bring our attention back is actually very important. We want to come back with patience and with kindness rather than with self-criticism or self-doubt. Now, this is something I really wish I would have had known about any kind of meditation when I first started meditation. This would have saved me a long time, years really of beating myself up at first and feeling like I was no good at meditating. And I hear that from people again all the time, that no, I just can't do it because I have one of those minds that just can't settle. All of our minds are the same that way. It's understanding that meditation is not about just being with the breath. It's important that we know that too. It's much more important in mindfulness to be able to be patient with yourself than it is to just stay with the breath, because essentially mindfulness, again, is not just about the breath. It's about how we're relating to our experience. And so we really want to relate to everything with patience. We want to come back to the breath with patience and kindness rather than judgment and self-criticism. So I don't think I can really make it any clearer than that. That's what we want to do. We want to move forward that way. And just notice as we go into another exercise today, another meditation today, that when the mind does wander, we're going to bring it back when we notice it, because we're being the observer when we do this mindfulness meditation. So I invite you to just get comfortable again and find your seat. Find your comfortable place. You're probably already in it, I would imagine. And whenever you're ready, just you can allow your eyes to close and just spend a moment settling into your posture and your position. Now, remember, we had kind of an erect spine, but not too erect, and softening the shoulders so we are relaxed. And we can begin this meditation by taking a few deep breaths. I like to take in some breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly. Just letting your breath find its own natural rhythm. And then doing a quick check-in with your body, seeing if there's any tension or tightness that you can soften or let go of. Checking in with the muscles in your face and the muscles around your eyes. Seeing if you can soften them just a bit. Then checking in with your jaw and your neck and your shoulders, and just allowing these areas to soften. Then once again, giving yourself permission to be here, to be here. without having to go anywhere else, without having to accomplish anything. Just learning to rest in the present moment. And then setting the intention to get to know your experience. Really observe what's going on without judgment. And then when you're ready, you can bring your attention onto the feeling of the breath in the body. Just noticing where you feel the breath the most. Again, you might notice the feeling of air as it passes through the nostrils, or perhaps the subtle expansion and contraction of the chest, or maybe the rising and falling of the belly. Just choose a place that is most obvious to you, wherever you can feel the breath the most clearly. And use this as your anchor spot. That place you choose, the spot that you can come back to. And just tuning into the physical sensations, the raw texture of the breath, bringing your mind down into your body and just noticing the movement of the breath. And eventually you'll notice your mind has wandered off from the breath and you've gotten lost in thought. And when this happens, just acknowledging the wandering mind. Again, realizing that this is totally normal. Doesn't mean anything is going wrong. So just acknowledging that the mind has wandered, and then very gently, with patience, just bring your attention back to the feeling of the breath, that anchor spot that you selected. Again, reconnecting with the physical sensations down in the body and just watching the movement. Just watching how the breath changes from moment to moment. And again, noticing when your mind has gotten lost in thought, and without judgment, without any self-criticism, just notice lost in thought. And then bring your attention back to the breath. Just notice where your attention is right now. Notice if your attention is with thinking or getting lost in the past or the future. So often we go throughout our life just lost in thought, just wandering. And so in mindfulness, we're actually training the mind to learn how to recognize when we're lost in thought. And then we can come back to the present moment, training our mind in this skill of coming back. And then again, patiently bringing your attention back to the sensations of the breath and the body. Just reconnecting with physical senses that you feel. And it doesn't matter if you've been lost in thought for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. Each time we come back to the breath in the same way, without any self-judgment. And to end this meditation, we can take a deep breath together, breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly. And when you're ready in your own time, you can gently open your eyes, coming back into the room, getting back into your senses, and just take a moment again to notice how you feel. So this has been great, learning how to just come back to the breath. So in our next session, we'll work with another simple exercise that will just help us maintain our concentration and focus and our mindfulness. Any comments or questions on any of that? See how easy it is? It can be easy and difficult at the same time, but really the mind becomes trained. And it is amazing how some of these really, really simple techniques actually do work. Because that was me in the beginning, all over the place. Even when I did a meditation class with Glory last year, and I was still, we would sit for 5 minutes and then 10 and 15, and I would still, some days I would settle, but others days, and when we train, we're really training the mind. I didn't know quite back then how to train the mind. It was just, maybe it'll happen today, maybe it won't, and that was it. But with this, we're actually training the mind to come back to a point. And we do it, again, we don't get frustrated. We don't do it with criticism. We don't do it with judgment. It's okay. The mind wanders. We bring it back when we notice it. And that's all we have to do for now. And I invite you to come back and look at this a couple times. So between now and the next time we get together, you have something to work with, this one or the one prior.
That was great. I mean, that was really good.
Yeah, just simple.
Very timely.
Yeah, well, good. Well, thank you for being here. Stay with it. And, just don't wait, don't wait just for the next video. You sit, you can find that 5 minutes, 7 minutes to just sit and close your eyes and just notice. I usually feel the breath up here in the upper part of the chest, and that's kind of like my anchor point. I just come back to there. And sometimes I'll take another deep breath so I really feel it, and that's my anchor point. Okay, I'm noticing that again. And then I'm back. So, and that's it.
Having that focal point really helps so much.
Yeah. All right, that's it for today. That's what I got. And keep your eye on the messenger. You're in the private group, so that's good. I'm hopefully training on, because I have this going out to like 34 people. So I think they're counting on the recordings to get them and go through them. So that's why they are all recorded. So hopefully we can get them trained to go in the private group. So for right now, I'll be sending them out. So thanks for being here and participating with this one. Thank you all for looking in at the recording. Stay tuned, keep your eyes open, join our private Facebook group, watch your emails, and we'll be back in just a couple of days. Not sure when the next one will be, probably Monday. Probably Monday I will do something, but let me let this process and do all that. Got quite a bit on the plate today, and I'll let you all know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.